Sorry, I farted.
I think I really farted. Hey, how's it going, everyone? How you guys doing tonight? Today, we're from this beautiful world. Welcome to Beer and Cheese Tuesday. Hey, Florida Jim, cheers. I just want to say thank you guys for being here on the show. Bumpyisms and Sparkle, Art by Sparkle. Cheers to you both. And cheers to the other side of the world there, the community. Thank you, Florida Jim, for coming up here, sticking around, all that shit. Hell yeah. Let's go ahead and start. We got beer and cheese. Hopefully it'll work out. And we're gonna start with Bumpy. So here we go. Cheers.
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 All right. Well, the cheese I'm bringing is a British organic dairy company. They're sharp cheddar cheese. It's been matured for more than 9 months. It is made with green energy, I guess, but it's also grass-fed organic milk.
Ooh.
Grass-fed cows, I would say. Grass-fed milk. No, it's grass-fed cows. Okay. So let's go ahead and open this up. See if it's as yellow as the packaging. Maybe. Ooh. I like British cheddars.
Mm-hmm.
They seem to have a little difference to them. Maybe a sweetness or something. But yeah, that's what it looks like without being cut up just yet. I do wonder if there'll be flavor crystals or not in it. Crispy, crystally bits or whatever. It's got some holes in it. I didn't do that. And yeah, the beer that I'm going to pair with this cheese is from Long Live Beer Works. They're out of Providence, Rhode Island. And this one is called Riz. It's a double IPA. Comes in at 8.5%. And it's got the hops of Nectaron, Alani, and Simcoe Cryo. So
awesome.
No canned on date. Let's give this a pour, see what it looks like in a glass. And yes, I've gotten lots of sun. So I am.
Yes, you have.
All right, cool.
I am darker. It's not, nothing to do with my camera.
Is that a Partridge Family image on your can?
Yeah, it's the Riz.
Oh, okay. Nice.
So yeah, this one pours with a pretty tight, fluffy head. The color of the beer itself is this like deep kind of orange copper. It's hazy. I wouldn't quite call it murky or anything because it's kind of got a good amount of light coming through in the bottom here. We can see in just a little bit. So, but yeah, there we go.
All right. Cool, Bumpy. Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
All right. We're going to bring up Sparkle now.
Oh,
Hello, Sparkle.
Dokie. Hello, everybody. Let me just get over to the comments here. All right. We have Ronnie, Jimmy, Florida Jim. All right. So, my cheese is a Kentucky bourbon Bellafidano cheese, exclusive, award winning.
Ooh.
My hubby surprised me every Tuesday. He surprises me, goes out and gets a cheese, hoping it'll go with my beer and cheese.
That's awesome. That's cute.
And this is what it looks like.
Oh no, you did a Steve. You did a beer
Right
man.
onto my keyboard, and it has a little rind on it. So I'm kind of hoping that it has kind of a chew to it, you know, like some milky crunchies or something like that. The beer that I have brought is also from Kentucky, which was really weird because I got some new beers from Total Wine, and I got these before he brought me the cheese. And so those are Kentucky. The cheese is Kentucky and the beer is Kentucky. This is from Lexington, Kentucky, Bourbon Barrel Imperial Milk Stout.
Oh wow.
And the ABV right up my alley is 12%.
Hey.
So let's just open this. Oh, and it's got a horse on the cap, which I think is very cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Hold on, it's gonna take. My strength isn't good today here. All right. Oh, there it is. Here's my glass. Thought I was gonna have to use a juice glass though for a minute. When you pour stout, is it down the side or down the middle?
You can go straight pour, or you can do an angle pour.
Okay, let's try
Doesn't
it.
matter.
Let's try a straight pour.
Just give me more head.
I almost tried one of these beforehand because it just, well, I think it's going to be delicious. So there it is.
That looks
I
great.
mean, it is dark. Welcome to the dark side.
That's right. Well, cool.
Right.
Thanks, Sparkle. Looks great.
Yeah,
I think those two will pair very well.
I hope so.
We'll see. Yeah. All right, let's go ahead and see what I got. So I guess I can show you the cheese first. So I got this again. I didn't really have a whole lot of time to look around, so it's the Dietz and Watson's bacon and horseradish cheese.
Oh,
It's got big old chunks of bacon in it and stuff. It smells like wasabi,
wow.
or like horseradish. And then my fridge broke on me. My air conditioner broke on me. Used my little ice box, and hopefully this is cold enough. But this is it's a saison, and it's a dry hopped with Strata and Zappa, which is ironic because I just did a Zappa beer. So I'm kind of curious. It's a very minty hop. So we'll see how it goes with this. And the Strata is a strawberry or berry forward kind of hop. And then dry hop. So it's kind of nice. These guys are out of, this is from, who are they from? Oh, our mutual friend brewing company. And they're out of Denver, Colorado. It's a 5.9%. And that's what it looks like.
Oh, I love that. That
Very
is so cool.
I don't
Very
know if it's
cool.
no, it's just it's our mutual friend brewing company. So, oh no, it is a collab with Perennial on Lockwood. I have no idea what that's all about. Collaboration with Perennial on Lockwood. Okay. Anyway, this was canned. Doesn't say. Oh, that's explosive. Holy moly. Almost a weedy white. Looks like a Vit beer. It's very, very, very light gold, if anything, very straw looking, hazy. God, it's like funky with like a little berry thing going on. I'm almost getting that. We'll talk about it, but yeah, no, that's interesting. But a nice fat head. 3-finger head or so, 2-finger, 2.5. Hazy as hell. Looks like a New England IPA. Very fluffy head. Almost like sudsy. Looks like soap suds. But yeah, that's that. Hopefully this works. Let's get back to Bumpy. See if his works.
All right. So I got this beer. Let's go with this first. Some aromas on it. It's definitely got some fruit notes. Almost smells a little bit like Fruity Pebbles from afar. So picking up kind of like a lime, maybe a pineapple or something in there too. Getting closer. A little tangerine like.
Nosers.
Some mango. Lime. I think I'm getting pine, but I don't really know. It's like I know Simcoe's in it, so it just might be my mind, but there is something like right after that lime type note that could be a little bit like woodsy. So let's get our swig here. So cheers.
Cheers.
It's like a medium body, I'm a moderate carbonation. Not super soft on the palate. A little bit kind of bready, maybe like a slight kind of biscuit. Citrusy type notes. Maybe a little bit berry. Starting to pick up a little bit on berry. I'd say just a touch mango to pineapple in there. And then I'm trying to dig through. It's a lot of pine. It finishes. This one is very piney, and the bitterness on it is going up. So fairly large bitterness to this one. I'd say it's a little bit unbalanced that way. So this one, like this finishes more in that West Coasty style. Starts closer to like a New England. 8.5% ABV. I mean, I can't taste any alcohol presence. But damn, yeah, lots of pine. All right. That's and it's very drying too. It's a drying beer. Let's get to this cheese, which does have those little bits of crunch in it. It's cutting in. I started seeing white dots. And,
I see the light.
and I was munching on some, so it was kind of crunchy. Yeah, it's got a sweet, grassy type nose. You can tell it's a cheddar. It's got that bit of a cheddar funk to it. Cheesier.
Teasers.
Crunch.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's one of those cheeses. As you chew it, kind of melts down. It's coating my entire mouth. It's got a pretty big depth of flavor. Like it goes down. It's got that cheddar bite to it. This one, good sharpness. A little bit of sweetness, slight grassiness, and almost like it's got like that foot type flavor a little bit.
Oh no!
A little bit of a sweaty sweaty sock or something going on.
Footy cheese.
And then it has that almost New York, like champagne-y kind of finish. As far as salt, I mean, I'm not really noticing too much. I mean, there's definitely, I think there's salt in all cheese, but yeah, so a good cheese for sure. I don't think I've ever had this one. I've had a few of these. I think I've had the green package and I've had the orange package, and now I've had the yellow package. I think they also have a blue package. I'm not quite sure what the differences are. Maybe the sharpness of the cheddar. All right, let's eat cheese, drink beer. So cheesers.
Cheesers.
Beers.
Cheesers.
Cheesers.
Beers.
Okay. Brings out a little bit of like a grapiness out of the beer. It's nice. It adds it's really cutting into that piney bittering finish, and it's like just sweetening it up a bit, getting more like the fruity type flavor notes lingering on. The pine kind of starts to crawl back a little bit, but yeah, it definitely doesn't seem to hit as bitter and piney as just drinking the beer itself. So that's pretty cool. Seems to be playing pretty well with this cheese. And now we will do beer then cheese.
Beer's chip.
First, you beat me.
Now you hit with that bitterness. Boom. Coat it. The bitterness is lingering. It's battling the cheese now. Now it's getting to that like kind of woody and champagne flavor note. It took a bit longer. Now this thing's got a bite to it. The beer is with that piney bitterness. Wow. Yeah, I'd say it works better cheese first, but I mean, if you're looking to have a little battle with some bitterness and you're waiting for that kind of funky sweet
It's funny
flavor to take over, that's kind of interesting. It's like, how long is it going to take? All right.
Nice, dude.
Cool.
Cheers.
Oh, my burp. Excuse me. Thanks, Bumpy. Cheers. Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
All right.
Yes.
Sparkle's turn.
I forgot to mention two things. One, the bottle date on this was March of this year.
Oh, okay.
But the thing that's weird on this cheese is the fact that it's made in Wisconsin and it's called Kentucky. But I guess it's because of the Kentucky bourbon.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just struck me funny. Haha.
Right.
Okay. So I'm anxious to try this. Haven't had a stout in a little while. Got my little stout glass here. I can smell some coffee and some chocolate and some caramel. You know, those are my three faves. And definitely some vanilla. So let's see if I got it right here.
Right.
Cheers.
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 It's like velvet. And it's definitely all of those. Light carbonation, a little heavy, but not so much so that you get full after a few sips. I would say that the coffee is almost an espresso. So it's heavier in the coffee than the chocolate and the caramel. The caramel is very slight, but it's still, regardless of the fact that the coffee is outstanding, it still has a really nice blend to it. Not very happy. The only bitterness is after the sip, there's a little bit mid-tongue, a little bit of bitterness, and then at the back of the tongue. The aftertaste is like having had a cup of espresso. So there's definitely that. It didn't say anything about it being a breakfast beer or a brunch beer, but it definitely could be, because of the chocolate and the coffee and the caramel. My fave had been the narwhal. This is pretty dang close. And pretty much a go-to, I think it's going to be. All right. Yeah, and there's a real lingering sweetness on the tongue, which is great. I use a sweetened creamer in my coffee, and this is almost like adding vanilla creamer to my coffee. Where it's not so much a lot of vanilla, but I also use the caramel macchiato creamer, so it's kind of a cross between the two in my coffee because I take it extra bold, and this is a lot like that. Okay, now for the cheese.
Cheesers.
Wow. Very sweet. Definitely milky. It's like a mild cheddar. I actually can taste a little bit of hints of the bourbon. That aftertaste of, if you've done a shot of bourbon or something and you get that sweetness and then it sort of explodes. It's kind of like that. It doesn't coat the tongue, but it's definitely milky. So that milkiness really stays with you, and it's pleasant. It's not unpleasant. There's a little bit of crunchy involved. Let's see what happens. I don't want to poke myself in the face with the fork.
Get forked.
It's actually one of those cheeses that you can eat the rind and it's not waxy, which is kind of nice. Not that I go out, eating the rind on the cheese, but if you did, it wouldn't be an issue. It has an aftertaste of almost like a wine cheese, like a Riesling or a Moscato. It leaves that really sweet taste. Yeah, it's real pleasant. Okay, now let's see how it goes with the beer. So, since I've been eating this, I'll do the cheese first.
right. Chubbies. Oh,
Mm. Oh, there's the crunchies. Nice. I love me some crunchies. Oh, wow. That's like it's made for each other. That's beautiful.
Hmm.
It just is a nice blend. It doesn't taste like it's, separate cheese, separate beer. Wow. Okay. One more sip and I'll do this. I can't stop sipping this. I'm sorry.
Great lacing on that thing.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good.
Beautiful lacing. It stands out just a tad, the cheese, and that's the cheddar part of it. I'm assuming it doesn't say that there's cheddar, but cheddar like, okay?
Mm.
That kind of stands out from the beer, but ever so slightly. Ever so slightly. Yeah. And I don't know how to describe it. There's like this kind of quick sourness at the end of the cheese. This kind of colliding with the beer. It's not super sour, but there's just a little bit of sourness lingering so that the cheese stands out a little bit from the beer, but it's a beautiful pairing. I mean, yeah. Thanks, honey. It really is nice. It's a really nice pairing with this.
That's awesome. Cool.
So there you have it.
That's it. All right. Thanks, Sparkle. Cheers. Cheesers
Cheers.
and all that stuff. Yeah.
Cheese stands alone. The
Cheese.
cheese stands alone.
All right. Room temp we are at now. I'm gonna put the rest of this in there. All right. So yeah, dry hop with Strata Zappa, dry hop saison, 5.6. Is that what it was? 5.9. Excuse me. That's a bigger saison. It's not the greatest lace or retention, but it's kind of held its ground with some kind of thing going on. But yeah, it had, like I was looking at it before, it had that nice sudsy look, looking kind of like soap suds or something like that. On the nosers,
knows it.
So I was getting I got kind of like a berry. Yeah, there's like okay, so you're getting the funky kind of like yeastiness from the saison, but then you get this really awesome like strawberry. It's like a berry. That Strata's really popping, and it smells kind of like Pez candy, like a strawberry Pez candy or some kind of. It's very candy-ish, powdered candy or sweet sugary candies.
Nice.
There is like Zappa. Me and Bumpy both found out from my beer the other. Oh, here, whiskey, man. Cheers, dude.
Cheers.
Hi,
hey,
buddy.
Do you want to show what you have, and then I'll just.
No,
I'll
finish. You finish
you-
yours
okay,
first.
okay.
No, the
Sweet.
show.
All right, man. I'll get you up here. Yeah. So we found out that Zappa hops has it does have kind of like a fruit loopy kind of like cereal kind of smell, which is another part of it. But it also has that like menthol or like a sweet like a menthol tea or some kind of weird thing going on. and I am getting it with this as well. So, but it's in a good way. It's like refreshing. But with that, then you're getting that Pez strawberry candy kind of thing going on. It's very nice. It's got like this sweet candy vibe that comes in with like a crazy barnyardy kind of funk thing from the wildness of the saison itself. It seems to work really well. It's got a very strong aromatic of hops. Very nice. I gotta drink this. Cheers.
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 It's warm. Damn it.
Oh,
It is definitely bringing out the hops more, though. Let me tell you that warmth. Like I was saying, Pez candy, strawberries, kind of like a candy strawberry. It's not so much menthol, minty, whatever tea like in the flavor. It was more in the aromas. I get more of that like Fruit Loopy cereal or like no, not Fruit Loops. What's those Rice Krispie fruity ones? Fruity Rice
Pebbles?
Fruity Pebbles?
Fruity Pebbles. Kind of fruity pebbly. I guess they're all kind of the same thing though. They all have kind of that same sweet fruity cereal thing. But yeah, it does have that. That's like a really big thing in this, alongside that strawberry. And then you're getting so like the body, let's start with that. Body, mouthfeel, body's light. Kind of pushing medium, but light. It's very drying on the palate and in the finish, and like very dry actually, which is it's nice. I mean, I kind of like it. I kind of like that of like a brewed IPA or something like that. But then the mouthfeel, yeah, the mouthfeel is kind of it's soft. It's not real carbonated, and but that fruitiness really pushes around my tongue and palate, and then you're getting also like a lemon. Kind of lemongrassy, kind of funky herbal grassiness from the saison. It's just a very interesting beer, and I really like this. It's very good. It's something I would totally send out. I would get some more. It was something I would send to people. It's that interesting. So it's just a little too warm.
what was the ABV on that, beer man?
5.9. Yeah. So in my opinion, I like that. That's a nice 5.96, 5.5 to 6.2. That would be a kind of a nice number. Saison, I mean, I don't know how far saisons go up, to be honest. I know they go really low though. They can get really low, like almost table. So the cheese here is a bacon horseradish cheese.
Oh, I think that's the one I had. Yeah.
I think you might have had it. It's got the horseradish. It's real bendy to a break, kind of like a bendy diving board, and then fat person gets on there and the diving board breaks.
Hey, I resemble that remark.
Oh, bendy, are you, buddy?
I love bendy.
It's very rubbery though, and yeah, just very nice. Kind of like a medium, almost like that of a medium. I don't even want to go there. Never mind. So you get like bacon. The bacon definitely comes out like a salty bacon, umami kind of thing coming out, and then you're getting that horseradish really shines through it as well. Kind of that like it's going to be a little bit tangy, spicy kind of, like zingy. I can't wait to eat it. I love horseradish. I like wasabi quite a bit.
Oh yeah.
Yep. The bacon bits are really chewy.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Stuttering.
I was wondering if it was me or him.
I think it's him. Oh dear.
Must be having a sun flash.
Really? Oh, sweetie.
You had to jump out.
Oh,
It was
no. Well, why do... Oh, okay. Well, he probably wants to watch you, so...
bad. You'll wait.
How you doing there, Whiskey Scout?
My
Having
head
fun.
went off. All right. Sorry about that, everyone. Yeah, so big, chunky, salty pieces of bacon bits. And they're really good. They're really like bringing on that meaty umami kind of taste. Not a super salty cheese though, so that's kind of cool. It's more creamier, milkier. It's got that thing going on, little cheddary kind of thing. I think it is a cheddar. Yeah, it's a cheddar. It's like they call it a New York State cheddar cheese. But then you're getting like a very subtle horseradishy kind of thing. It's not real spicy, but it's flavorful. You can taste the horseradish, and it really works well with the bacon and with the cheese. So I'm gonna have some cheese and then have my beer. Warm ass beer.
Oh,
Mm.
I'm sorry.
It's all right. I'll drink it anyway. I really like this beer. That wasabi goes really well with it, or wasabi, the horseradish. As subtle as it is, though, it actually kind of works well with this. Being a little less alcohol, it's a little more drinkable, quaffable of this particular beer. So it goes really well with the more subtleties of the parts of the cheese that came out, like the horseradish and stuff. Though it wasn't real spicy and tingly, it's still the flavors of it really shine through the saison. The bacon kind of works really well with it too. I like that. I keep saying it, umami, but that meatiness is really nice with this. Plays a really good role in the flavor.
Nice.
Let's get a. God, that's so berry. It's so berryish. I love it.
Very nice.
Very nice. Let's do a berry saison before cheese.
Mm-hmm. Peasers.
Teasers.
Yeah.
Cheers.
This goes both ways. This is a both ways beer cheese mix. It's nice because the funky from the saison sticks around on the kind of the walls of your mouth while you're taking the cheese down the center. That didn't sound letting it ride. But it's just like it's just this really nice it's almost like the saison doesn't want to interact too much with what I'm tasting on my actual tongue. It's a real tongue, I promise. The cheese though is stuck, in the middle of my tongue. I'm getting the flavors of the cheese, and the beer just kind of wraps around it, and then finally goes back, and it's nice in the finish. So, man, this is a really nice. I'm very impressed with this mix. I'll have my last thoughts for sure. So it's a both ways. All right.
Oh, I love it.
Let's bring up Whiskey Scout. Let's bring up Mr. Robert here, man. Hell yeah. Good to have you here, dude.
It's been a while, and I seen you was on, and I thought, okay, it's been too long. So I grabbed what was available. I found this, and I found 4 other beers that are still older stouts that, I put this one in the fridge. So anyway, this is a 2020 Reserve 1 Dragon's Milk. It has the rum barrel-aged stout with chocolate, hazelnut, and toasted coconut. It's at 12.5% alcohol by volume. I believe I bought the 4-pack. I didn't know I had one left. So this was news to me when I seen it sitting in amongst my whiskey bottles, because sometimes they all get kind of hide from each other in that mess. And that is a mess.
Right.
So anyway, and then for my cheese, I like getting the cheeses from Aldi's. I really do. They got some pretty good stuff. This time I got the La Gruyere. It's Switzerland artisanal raw milk, aged 6 months for a fully fruity flavor, imported from Switzerland. And I like even the paper they pack it in. It's kind of that strange plastic. I don't know if it's a cross between a paper and a plastic or what kind of.
It preserves them great.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Yeah.
Works well. So anyway, and I've had it before. So I cut a piece. It will bend about, well, you guys seen for yourselves how far it bends. It's not too bendy. It has a definitive barnyard note. But it also has a milky note that goes with it. It's like almost, I'm not going to say soured milk, but it's like pushing the envelope just a little bit on it. But I like Breeze and all them other stinky cheeses, so to me this is nothing. But it has a little bit more smell than I expected when I first opened it. This is the first time having this one. They have an 1854 or some date cheese from the same place, and that's usually what I get. But this one I haven't got to. I already ate all that one. Those little packages don't last but a day.
Yeah.
That's what I mainly get on the nose. Flavor-wise, tastes like an aged cheddar with a lot of funk. We're still getting a lot of that dry, barnyardy note to it. It's not goat cheese by any means. Goat cheese has
those animals out.
Yeah. It doesn't have that kind of skew it, but it definitely has that kind of note. Ever so slightly salty. I like the cheese. Now we'll head to the beer.
Nice. Those are.
Yeah, it's good. It's got the coconut. I love coconut beers, for one thing. I love coconut stouts.
So do I, dude. Oh my god. Love coconut.
They're just right up my thing, but mainly get the toasted coconut. It says it has hazelnut, but I can't say I'm pulling that down. I'm pulling down the chocolate and the roasted malts. And the coconut. Well, there might be a little bit on the nose, but I don't get that hazelnut on it. But sometimes it's something you get in the palate, not on the nose. Cheers.
Nice. Cheers.
They do so good with the roasted malts. I don't know. Dragon's milk, to me, always has. Then the sweetness of the coconut takes over. The hazelnut shows. I can really get that now. It's roasted, almost like roasted hazelnuts. It's not like cracked fresh. It's a roasted hazelnut. And the chocolate just lays a nice thin little layer all over everything.
Nice.
Them roasted malts are excellent.
I agree.
I forgot how good this was. I'll be brutally honest. I'm surprised I have one left.
Mm-hmm.
I got a couple. One John sent me. I haven't drank yet out of that mess. Definitely better on the palate than the nose to me. But they're both good. Don't get me wrong. It's still a stout. But, All right. Now we got a rich, heavy stout mixed with kind of a barnyardy, funky cheese. Dry. It's got a dry flavor to it. So I'm going to run. We'll do it both ways. We'll do the cheese first.
Yeah. Those are good old boys.
I'm on live. That was the wife. Brandy, your mango, Brandy, my wife's name.
It's awesome.
Okay. I love the sweetness that the stout backs the cheese up with. But they're not working together. It doesn't really. The best help it gives it is the sweetness from the stout itself. The chocolate's not helping the cheese. The coconut. It kind of. Let's try the stout first.
Beer's chow.
Beer show. Yeah. Beer show. First show.
Cheaters.
It's better drink the stout first, then eat the cheese. Because that sweetness up front helps you better. It's not, the sweetness is trying to wash away everything if you do the cheese first, then the stout. If you do the stout first and the cheese, it's like the sweetness and the coconut and the flavors, they transfer as the cheese hits your palate. And it's better that way. It's better, they work together. That's weird. I've not done this in a long time with you guys, but I mean, some things work better some ways than other things do.
Right.
And
Yeah, for sure.
It's pretty good. Actually, the second way is pretty good. We're not giving scores yet or nothing, right?
No.
No, not yet. Yeah, we'll
All
do
right.
that.
Well, that's
Cool.
where I'm at with it, guys, and I like it.
Awesome.
I like the beer better than the cheese. I like the cheese.
I'll be honest.
All right. Well, thanks, man. Thanks, Robert. Cheers. Let's go ahead and let's get on to Bumpy's last thoughts. Here we go.
All right. Well, for the beer, I'm still drinking the beer.
Me
I
too.
like it. It's a pretty nice beer. I'd score it in that kind of like mid-range, very good. The cheese I had to put away. I would have eaten all of cheese, but I don't. Yeah, I didn't need to do that, so put some away. So there'll be some for another day. The cheese is excellent. Definitely an excellent cheese. Really enjoyed it. I've liked all those cheeses from that cheese company there in Britain. So, yeah, just recommend anything from them to pick it up. I think it was the British Cheese Company or something like that. Yeah, the pairing went pretty well as well. So
Awesome.
They worked together. So satisfying night.
No waste of money today.
Right.
All right. Well, cool, man. Glad that worked out. Cheers, Bumpy.
Cheers.
All right.
Cheers, buddy.
Cheers.
What can I tell you? That beer, right up there in the amazing category. Everything about it, that kind of beer is my favorite anyway, because I'm not a big beer drinker. I don't drink a lot of beer during the week. I do it for these shows, and it was fabulous. And I'd put that at a good 98%.
Wow.
Right up there with Narwhal.
Hmm.
The cheese was a fabulous find. It had the sweetness. It had a slight crunchiness. Slight taste of the bourbon, but had some caramel flavoring. And, that's a cheese I'd put up there with like 95%. And the pairing was wonderful. I was so happy knowing that, they were both, it was Kentucky bourbon, okay, even though it was made in Michigan. It went beautifully with this beer. And it just, I would say one enhanced the other. So that, if I put this cheese on toast, melted it on toast, and had the beer, and that was my brunch, I'd be a happy camper. I mean, it was great together. And it just, even though that beer was 12%, which you know I like a higher percentage, um, it was beautifully paired. And so both of them I would definitely get again.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, cool. Thanks, Sparkle.
Yep.
Cheers.
Cheers.
All right, let's go ahead and let's move on to Robert.
I'm sorry, I'm feeding the rind to my dogs.
I
The rind ain't too good,
love
but
it.
they don't care.
love it.
Okay. Cheese-wise, I'll start with the cheese first. I think I'd rather have a good aged cheddar than this. This is not bad. I did cut. I know I've had this before. I think in slices. I probably purchased it in slices because if I recall, I did have it on a grilled cheese one time mixed with American cheese. I laid one layer of American cheese, one layer of grilled cheese, and made a grilled cheese out of it. It really worked well, if I recall right. It didn't melt like the American cheese. It did, but it didn't. That's the best way. It takes it has a higher melt point. Takes longer to get to that point. I do remember that much about it, but that's been a few years ago. So it's been a while since I've had, and definitely not this particular brand. So I do like it though. I mean, it needs to be done something different with it. It would probably be good with sardines in a can of sardines. Really, I think the saltiness of the sardines would work well with that.
Wow.
I really do. I think they'd balance each other. But that's all just a guess until I try it. I'll give the cheese an 85 because this is not something I would buy to eat by itself again. It's not something I'm going to do that. But it's not a bad cheese. I just have better options for the price. And, this is not unedible. It's just not my favorite choice. Dragon's Milk Reserve. Of course, it's probably something nobody's ever going to get again unless you find some hidden hole somewhere. It gets a 95. That stuff is good.
Yeah.
I remember now. Bottled 1/13/20, so it has aged well. It's been in my basement, both basements. Even when we got here, it's been in the basements the entire time. So
Wow.
it's been kept at a pretty constant temperature. And then I took it out about a week ago or so, maybe a week and a half, and put it upstairs in the fridge along with a couple of others that I got. A Bourbon County, I took it out, put it up there. So I'd have it to go. Now, when I picked, I just between that one and the Bourbon County, and I just took that one by chance. But definitely a 95. You don't get the ABV. You don't get no alcohol. It's all rich, toasty, yummy. No strong alcohol notes for 12.5%.
12.5? Okay.
Mm-hmm. That's really pretty good. I can't say as I get any of the rum effects or the rum barrel effects. I can't say as I really truly get a barrel note on it. No.
Do you think anything's like gone away from it over the time? Like, you think
That's a good question because I don't recall. I'd have to look at my notes.
Yeah.
Wherever they're at.
Yeah.
I know I reviewed it on Ron's, or maybe it was when John was still doing Stout Sundays. I'm pretty sure it got reviewed then, and I'd have to reflect on that.
Yeah.
But as of now, still like it. Still a 95. It's done very well for itself.
That's awesome.
So anyway, and together, working together. I'd say 89. I'm not going to quite give it a 90. You have got to specifically drink the not bourbon, the stout first, and then eat the cheese. If you do it's best that way, but it still is kind of. It's just not. It doesn't flow with your palate too well.
Right.
According to my palate, other people might think it's the greatest thing. I'm not here to question them. Everybody's different.
Yeah, especially Alex. I mean, I didn't mean like. No, he likes really sweet beers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Man after
very
my
much.
own heart.
I'm sorry for showing up so late, but I had been so long since I've been on here. I
So glad you were here.
had to just join, just eat the bullet and bite the bullet and be here.
I'm glad. Thanks, man.
happy.
Yeah, appreciate it. Oh yeah. All right, so we'll get my last thoughts and cheers, Robert. I am blurry. So the beer, if it was colder, I'd probably be able to like it a little more. But I am okay with the fact that it's warmer, room temp, because it did bring out a lot of the flavors. I really like the fruitiness. I like the overall like dry hoppy kind of flavor aromatics I was getting over that funkiness. I just thought it was really tasty. And you really get those hops, that Zappa hop. You know, it's such a new hop to everyone now. And then the Ilani was what Bumpy had, and that's what I put Zappa and Ilani in that one juicy IPA did. So it's just interesting to see how these hops are now starting to touch surface with everyone's breweries. Now they're starting to try them out, or we're hearing about them more now that
I've got Ilani in my beer, so.
What's that? You put a what?
Yeah, my beer had Ilani hops in it.
It did? Oh yeah, you had Ilani. Yeah, that's what I was saying. You had Ilani, and then mine has Zappa. So it's just weird to see that. But yeah. So I liked it. I like this a lot, and I would totally get it again. I thought I'd probably give this like a very good to excellent, kind of like a maybe a 95 out of 100. Definitely, or 93, 94, kind of in that range. And then the cheese, I've had it before. I like it. You know, I wish it would have popped more with the horseradish, because I kind of like that stingy kind of horseradishy flavor. I wish it would have came out more. The bacon was definitely there, which was tasty as all could be, and definitely a softer cheddar too. Not a meat. What's the softest of the cheddars?
Mild.
Yeah, mild cheddar. Definitely a mild cheddar. Soft and not so salty, more milky. More. Well, they're all kind of a milky kind of flavor. It didn't have that saltiness, and it just, I don't know, it worked really well with the flavors that were in it. And so I mean, I'd probably give that like a 90, 91 or so. The pairing was pretty damn good. I really like the umami kind of bacony thing, a slight salty, cow milky kind of thing, and then mixed with the fruitiness of the beer, and then that kind of funkiness was really nice. I thought it was great, so I would give that like a 90, 94 out of 100 for this. I thought it was excellent. So yeah, close to excellent, if anything. So all right, I'm done. We are going to do our shout outs now. Let me move you guys around. Yeah, just go ahead and do some shout outs from the squares we have. We'll just do it that way. And yeah, shout your stuff out. Cheers.
All right. Yeah. Once again, I'll shout out King Cobra. Check out his channel if you're not subscribed to him. He's a good friend of Miscellaneous. He's friends with most of us as well, and he does some live streams. So check his channel out. On my own channel, I got my beer reviews, frozen pizza reviews, sometimes some cooking stuff. So we got 4 videos coming out day after day, starting tomorrow. So we got 3 that will be with beer reviews that John and Nelly and myself did together, and then a pizza review will drop. So there'll be more.
I love watching your
There'll be more, but that's where I got set up right
now. Nice.
Awesome, dude. All right. Cheers, man.
Cheers, buddy. Okay. couple days ago, in between doctor appointments, I said, you know what? I'm going to check out some beer review channels. And I saw Don's beer chats. He's laid back, relaxed. He learning how to taste and appreciate good beers, and it was really informative. I really enjoyed it. He seems like a really cool dude, and so I'm going to do a shout out for him. Again, it is Dave's Beer Chats is his channel. And yeah, so it was kind of nice, just listening to casually how he was, reviewing them, talking about them, and learning how to appreciate the beer. So that was nice. I like that a lot. On my channel, finally got through last week. Oh my God. I hadn't slept for days, but I did do 2 premieres, one for a Father's Day and one for just doing. And so that was fun. And I'll be doing another premiere around the 19th of July, I think. But I'll let you know when that's closer. So working a lot with the resin art. I did do some resin in the last premiere that I did. I did a hummingbird. So that was the first time I ever put anything on YouTube where I was working with resin. So that was kind of fun. And I'm just sort of taking it a little easy. I've got that torn meniscus in my knee, and I see him July 1st, and he's going to want to do surgery. So, I'm just sort of trying to hold back and not do a lot of stuff. If you know me, that is not easy. So anyway, that's pretty much it. And I am trying some new beers and seeing how I like them. And I love the platform that Beer Man gives us, because it gives me an opportunity to, try the new stuff, or not new stuff, but new to me, try the different beers and see what I like. And so thank you, buddy. I appreciate
Awesome.
that.
Awesome.
So I'm having a little fun with that, and that's about it.
Cool. Thanks, Lori.
Mhm.
Cheers.
Yeah.
All right. I've tried looking up. I do not have the rum barrel aged. All I got is the Dragon's Milk white bourbon barrel aged stout. So apparently I did not write it down the day I did it. Usually I take good notes, but that or I'm overlooking it. Anyway, lately I've been watching sailing videos, which is not applicable at all to this. I'm not going to shout out anybody on sailing videos. I know this Kansas guy likes to watch people sail their sailboat. Someday I would like to learn how to, but there's a long time between now and then. I did do a review upcoming. It'll be released tomorrow on Jepson's Bourbon. So if you're interested in knowing what I think of Jepson's Bourbon, then
Cool.
catch the review. But just kind of heads up, this is the only thing I'll ever buy of it. And so that kind of gives you an idea of what I really truly maybe think of it. But, it teach their own. Ron Therio would probably love it. But that's neither here nor there. So anyway, that's all I've got coming up on my channel. I do shorts with do what's called sample Saturdays on shorts, and I do mini Mondays where I take little miniatures like this. I review the little miniatures.
What is that, Alien? That's cool. That was
Yeah, I did. That's one I did. I've never finished because I did the review on it. Opened up, did the review of the vodka.
That's cool, man.
Oh, I gotta check that out.
Yeah.
I love little shorts.
It's a mini Monday. It's 1 minute, so I cram up as much as I can in 1 minute. But I still got it sitting there. I've never finished it, but I don't drink a lot of vodka, so it's not something I'm going
Yeah.
You know,
I don't either.
I do.
consume.
Oh, yeah.
Usually I pour the whole thing, but that's unique. So I just don't mess with it.
Yeah.
I went to
save
buy another vodka in the Skull Head, I think it was, for a mini, and it was like $10. I was like, no, not for 50 mils.
that. Oh, wow. That's a lot. Jeez.
Yeah, I don't remember what I paid for that, but I don't think it was nowhere near that. Maybe $5. Anyway,
Yeah.
that's all I really got for shout-outs wise.
All right.
I'm pretty boring.
Nice.
No,
Boring
I
all.
don't mind being boring. Boring's
No,
a good
you're
thing.
not.
I wish I was a little more boring. My life is a little strung out at the moment. It needs to relax. No, but yeah, cool, man. Thanks. Yeah, Robert, man. Cheers, dude. And yeah, welcome in, Mr. Great Shot. Good to see you. I'll shout out Gnome Brewing. He just did a live brew day. Actually had Northwest Small Batch Brew. I forgot Northwest's. Stevens, his name, out of Portland. He was on there too. He looked like he had a few people on his brew day. They did an 8-hour brew day. Holy moly! Split batch saison, nice. Got 1.29 thousand subscribers and 19 videos. He mainly does lives and stuff like that too. So live brew days. All right, so Beer Cheese Tuesday is a regular one next week. And then the one after that will be an open table. So any adult beverage and cheese pairing in 2 weeks. So next week's a normal one, 8 o'clock Eastern. And then Wednesday, tomorrow's show is all spun out. Alex and Bumpy were on my show. They won 3 of my beers, sent them out to them. And so you do win something at the end of the month. We tally it all up. And that's coming soon. That's actually, I think tomorrow's the last one of the month. So we'll tell you who the winner is tomorrow. But we all got some adjectives, and we're bringing our beers to the table, see if they work out. And then we'll spin that wheel, and we'll guess the ABV first, and then we'll spin the wheel and get some more adjectives. And just a good way to get people to come back and hang out with us. So that starts at 6 o'clock Eastern. And wait, yeah, 6 o'clock Eastern to be mine. I'm trying to put together a double New England IPA, possibly. I gotta order the recipe this week soon. Hopefully next Thursday I'll do another live brew day. I'm actually fermenting right now a Märzen. I think that's how you would say it, Märzen. But yeah, it seems like it's doing okay. So we'll see. I look forward to sending that to everyone before I go to the Boston trip. So I'm really looking forward to that in September. And I think we're going to have a good time. So, all right, I'm done here. You guys are awesome. Thank you. Thank you, first of all, community. Thanks for showing up and hanging out with us. And obviously, you know, this is how it is. This is Beer and Cheese. This is what we do. So come back and see us again. We got Bumpy Road Brews. Oh, it's Bumpyisms. Bumpyisms. Art by Sparkle and Whiskey Scout. Cheers to you guys and gal. Cheers. Thank you so much for being here again. And we're out of here. We're out of here. You guys have a good night, day, wherever you're from in this beautiful fucking world. Excuse my F-bomb, but it is beautiful until we get A-bombed. Cheers. But not after what we're saying.
I just did. I don't got nothing left. I'm sorry.
Cheers.
I can't hold out.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers.